Hi everyone, welcome to Learn SEO. Today's session is going to be an awesome SEO session because because we have some important guests, and I'm a bit confident that the session is going to be damn crazy for you today because it's going to be all about semantics. We have a guest today, and he is one of the semantic SEO practitioner. He's also from our neighboring country. Apart from that, he's a part of holistic SEO community. Uh, and Let's welcome into our show, Learn SEO. Hi, Mr. Hamid. I think we should start with your introduction first.
Hi, Keshav. So first of all, thanks for inviting me, and I'm very happy to be part of your podcast series. So I started my journey with SEO back in 2015, and by the way, I'm living in Lahore, Pakistan, a city famous for its quality music. So I started in 2015 with some local companies, obviously software houses, and worked for some brands, and obviously started with the link building and then turned into other stuff like technical schemas on page and content marketing, obviously. So I was like working for some brands, like big brands like Hire Pakistan, like Mailman, and some other companies, and there were results coming because we were like publishing a lot of content and again making things relevant to each other, and but after certain amount of time, even I started my side business as well with some sites for affiliate marketing, some local sites as well, some blogging sites as well. So I was just always trying and testing new things on my side hustle stuff, like websites that I own around 10, 15 websites, and the things I was like learning I was implementing to the projects for my clients where I was working as a full-time employee or as a like part-time or as a freelancer. So when the AI came, actually I started doing many things. Publishing content at scale, and uh, figured out that momentum is still one of the biggest factor, at that time, and plus at this time as well. And but after some updates, March update, and obviously you mentioned October update before we started recording. So uh, things were not working in that way, and most of the sites were getting good were getting good graph, and that sites started actually going down. That was a bit nervous thing, and I was also reading side by side about new technologies or trends. That's the strategies, obviously, like at that time it was like KGR sometimes, and I did other courses as well for that. But I came to know about a term, entity oriented search or entity based SEO, and that actually literally, when I started reading it, I thought it's a whole kind of what do you say, a whole world of the new concepts, new vocabularies, new theories, new tests, and it's like not very easy to grasp, and not everyone can easily understand and implement it. So I just started learning it. I read from multiple blogs online. It was not on specifically the Chorus framework, just other blogs. Okay, so I started learning about this, okay, what it is, how it works, and it was like mainly revolving around how Google search works, the main behaviors and the concepts. And okay, then I found a guy called Bill Slasky, and I started reading his case studies as well. Not even the many of them, but even one or two just. And then I came to know a guy, Kore Tukburgur. I mean, you know about him. He's living in Turkey.
Yeah.
Is You can easily say is like one of the smartest guy in the SEO industry living, and obviously he's like changed the most of the SEO's mindset and shift towards the things that matter actually. Instead of the traditional SEO. Okay, so I started learning about it, case studies through his case studies, written and videos as well. And I was like thinking about is whether should there should be a like a complete roadmap. There was not a complete roadmap to learn semantic SEO. Everyone like talking about some things, some were saying some things. And when the course of Core launched, actually back in I guess April 2023, if I remember correctly, I just enrolled in that course and started learning from that course. So from that, my journey totally changed, and I even like completed his course multiple times. I've like leading his cohorts. I've like kind of sharing what I've learned from his mindset. I've already started sharing to the community and giving back to the community. Started YouTube channel, and now it's like working with some clients, helping them with topical authority. I've like running a YouTube channel, including podcasts, plus some practical stuffs about the topical map, semantic SEO components like topical map briefs, etc., etc. And also doing some running on portfolio websites, including what do you say, some e-commerce stores and some rank and trend, and plus some more stuff as well, just for testing purpose one more time. So yeah, that's about me so far, and I'm very happy. It's like always learning new things day by day. So yeah, that's it.
So SEO is definitely all about testing. So the more you test, the more knowledge you have.
It's not about what do you say, a complete what do you say, there's not a complete roadmap. You have to even rethink or learn and relearn or de-learn things and figure out what works best for you. It's always about your competitors. You have to study them and come up with best approach than those competitors.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
So, Hamid, before we get into more details, I would like you to define semantic SEO and why it is becoming so popular. Because most of our audience is going to be beginners in SEO, or there are a lot of SEOs also who have no idea about what semantics is. So, can you define semantic SEO?
Semantic SEO is basically, you would say, a logic based or what do you say, some ontologies and taxonomies based SEO that is derived from concepts mainly from Google patents or research papers. It's about how Google first understand a content, and then how from getting to know a page and then understanding and crawling and then rendering and then interpreting that information and storing that information in its databases, and then making dots or connections with the information and embedding the information, and then representing the information, and then re-ranking the information. It's all about understanding from start to end how Google is like uh, what do you say, balancing all the indexes based on the search intent or users behaviors or searchers queries based on the changing trends. So semantics is basically about relationships. uh, you start with a specific entity, and then you build all the possible relationships that are relevant with your source context, the monetization method of your business. One thing is relevant with your source content, number two is relevant with that specific knowledge domain, the expert terms like the, you would say, lexical relations, and the third thing that is in trending, the popular things as well. So basically you start with the topical map, and then you create, in simple words, you start, or you would say, you plan, you construct, and you publish a semantic content network by connecting knowledge domain holistically, keeping your source context or your business objectives in mind, and publishing with some momentum, and making things more easier, relevant, accurate, credible, reputable for the users, as well as for Google. So this is all about semantic SEO.
Great, great, great. Suppose that I am a beginner in SEO, right? And especially in semantic SEO, and I have no idea about what semantic SEO is. So, from what would you suggest? What should be the proper roadmap to understand how to start and where to start from? What should be the key components of a semantic SEO that one should learn before starting or getting into semantic SEO whole concept?
Actually, I would say you start with one expert, you read that expert from start to end, or at least know I mean, most of the, I mean, is still in the market. Semantics or most other things are same, but the strategies or the frameworks are different probably. And one of the leading frameworks which which mostly people are following and even getting results is coming from Kore basically, the Turkish guy, as we all know. So basically, holistic SEO and digital, the agency he owns. So now the thing is, if someone just want to start learning, he can start with his case studies, videos, and the written one on his website. And then he can, if he think okay, things going well, okay, then he can maybe enroll in his course if he can connect the dots with his business objectives. Obviously every business wants ranking. uh,
Yeah.
Without ranking, I mean, search is like still one of the biggest channels of any business, or most of the businesses. Not every business, because some business can drive more leads from socials, ads, or kind of any other channels, but search is still dominating. Okay, so if he connects the dot through his case studies and build logics that he can improve his ranking based on the framework he's like introduced, then he can enroll his course. And he's like a very generous guy, is like giving course to people even free as well, lifetime membership, that are actually learning from his free material and helping the community, not just for getting something in return, but just for uh, helping them learn new things what they are actually learning. So you can also follow this approach as well.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Yeah.
so once you
Thanks. So
enroll,
I'm definitely so. Yeah. Sorry.
so yeah, once you enroll in
Sorry.
the course, then it's all, there's like a big C, a lot of stuff is there. I mean, there there will be like nothing other thing you can do along with the course. I mean, you start learning, you start mapping out things, and then you start first making things for you, I mean diagrams and making notes, and then trying to figure out a plan. Obviously you should start a website, and then you implement those things, and then after the results you improve the thing. This is the whole learning. It's not about just taking the course and you say I'm a semantic SEO expert or something like that. So this
Yeah.
is what, this is the main important thing.
Because I know that if you go through just through a course one time, you cannot understand. You will just understand only 5% of the thing, and and for
Yeah.
understanding around 10 to 15%, you have to go through 2 or 3 times through his course. So there's a lot of material, and people really, for most of the SEOs, I would say that uh, these things are especially new to them because we have been following traditional SEO methods from years. And when most of the people talk about entity, right? So I think most of the SEOs also don't know what entity is. So what do you think that entity should be, and what the entity is actually? Because if I'm a SEO, a semantic SEO beginner, I would like to know about entity, what source context is, and what are all different key components that we should learn about before starting it.
Yeah, great question. I mean, for beginners, in general, entities, anything that has its attributes or could be explained in any way, whether it has its physical existence or what do you say, theoretical existence. It could be a place, person, thing, as we learned in books. It could be tangible, non-tangible. It could be a subject. It could be an object. Plus, you would say it could be a movie. It could be an apple, right? That you eat basically. So entity is something that you can define, and you can, that has its some characteristics or attributes. So for beginners, one important model, if you learn this model, you can literally, this will help you to further learn easily what actually how Google is like constructing its indexes and storing the information, and then using that information, and then refreshing that information over the time based on the scenarios, and based on the change in user behaviors. Obviously needs that supposed to be happen. So
Right.
its model name is entity attribute value. It's about entity, and then it has attribute, and then it has value. So Google is, what do you say, figuring out, I mean, First, it has clustered all the real world information into different knowledge domains. It could be tech, it could be fruit, it could be, what do you say, health. Okay. So now Google has maintained different knowledge domains for different industries, in simple words. And then it has based on the real world data in the form of entities, it has organized all the entities in its databases. So for example, in health, it could be a disease name, that could be an entity. It could be any doctor name, right? But in tech, it could be an electronic device, it could be a technology name, right? Technology name
Right.
could also be an entity. So it has organized all the entities, real world entities, into its databases. And then if one entity, if you pick one entity, any of the entity, for example, mobile phone, then you
Right.
will start saying it has some attributes that explain this mobile phone. For example, this mobile phone is, the color of this mobile phone, for example, the screen, and all the features. These are all the attributes of one entity, which means one entity has multiple attributes, and those attributes are helping, what do you say, are is like are using to build relationships with other entities as well, right? So attribute is something that an entity holds, and then every attribute has some sort of value of an entity. It could be subjective, it could be objective, it could be defined, and it could be derived attributes. There are a lot of types of attributes as well that you can read on, even I have Miro diagram as well, where you can read further on. So attribute has different values, like color is the attribute, then the color is white, then the white is the value. So this is how Google is linking the dots for each entity, and then for it has multiple attributes, and then all the values, and then connecting information together. If two entities has one shared attribute, if there's one
Right.
institute, two persons have both studied at that institute, which means that institute, what do you say, studying is the shared attribute between two different entities, and they have studied at the same place. So these are, how Google is building relationships based on the real world information and data. So EAV, entity attribute value, this is the main triple you have to understand in order to start further with other semantic SEO concepts.
Great, great. So I know that most of the people had no idea, and they would have understood about what entity is and what entity attribute value is. Uh, but when it comes to SEO, there are different components, right? So components means there are different parts of the SEOs. So when we talk about SEO, there are off-page SEO, on-page SEO, as well as technical SEO. And now technical SEO is becoming very popular nowadays. So what would you suggest for a for suppose that a person is starting a website. So what he should actually think about doing the first thing when he goes to when he's trying to go for technical SEO audits, or if he's trying to make his website um, technically friendly, more technically friendly for Google.
I would say for every website, it will be applied to start with some structure or mind mapping of how the structure or navigation, or how the architecture of the website will look like for Google. You can start with your, obviously, with your competitors. You see how the information is organized. Number one, from your competitors point of view, and number two, from how Google is organizing the information. You search for Google, you see that the sub features, you probably need to, you get to know that, okay, Google is trying to show this type of thing, which means users are also querying about those things. Users want to see that more. So you build connection, you connect dots, and you think, you brainstorm first from your competitors, from the Google search, and from the experts opinion as well. Because the expert opinion differs from the users who are searching for information. What I mean by this is, some are the entities, or some are the terms that only experts know, but the one who's querying on Google, it's not, it's a very beginner user. He don't know, what he's trying to ask. Or so you think about that user's perspective, you think from experts perspective, you think about competitors perspective, you think about Google search perspective, you combine data, you build a knowledge base, of your knowledge domain. and you try to figure out the common what do you say, ontologies or entities that you want to discuss, or that are very prominent in your knowledge domain. I mean, for mobile phone it could be the screen. Without screen, a mobile phone couldn't exist, so you have to talk about screen. So Google should know that you are a real expert, and other things like that. So entities, and then common attributes that mostly that you found in your research or brainstorming part. Then after all the brainstorming and analysis, then you start building some architecture for your website, and in the form of a topical map. So topical map is another the main component of topical authority framework. So this is how you should start any website.
Yeah. So I see in semantic SEO we do have a thing that when you start with semantic SEO you should have less number of pages and more content, right? So
Mhm.
how you do explain this? So how a person should go about this? So having less number of pages, still having a lot of content and going deeply into that content structure.
If I think from Google point of view, obviously Google is the main dictator or ultimate the scanner who's like gonna scan your content, and then it will show up to users, real users. You think from Google perspective is, which is the still the main concept Google is using, is the page rank. You have to preserve your page rank. I mean, if you create thousand of pages on different topics, and instead you create 500 or 200 topics, in less pages there will be less page rank. You are like preserving your page rank will be high for each page, average page rank. And then, which means that Google don't have to crawl more URLs for more information. Less pages can, if less pages, if Google come to one page and can get more information, obviously about more contexts, entities, attributes, everything, relationships that Google want to see or understand, and then connect with the real time users who are searching for information. Instead Google go to five pages. So Google will prefer one page that talks about more things in a more good way and help users as well, obviously. So less pages and more quality pages are always matter. But in today's most of the people know that, they think that if they create a, like every page for each topic, I mean, it's not like that. You have to be
Yeah.
always budget friendly as per for, from Google point of view.
Yeah, right. See, I have also seen a lot of people, creating a multiple pages, a lot of pages for each and every low-hanging fruits, or they say, uh, phrase-based questions, and they start they create a new page for each topic. So really, that's create a lot of, since semantic SEO is all about, uh, bringing low cost for the Google to retrieve into information. So it's not going to help Google in any way, and that's what happening to people right now. So I have seen lot of websites who were actually targeting low hanging questions like why to do this and what should we do about that, and creating a lot of pages of they have lost a lot of rankings as well.
Exactly. I will double it. What you're saying. Main thing is you first of all see how Google Index is constructed. I mean, it could change from different regions. It could change based on different, uh, devices. I mean, how Google is like showing up information. If there's like different pages ranking for a topic, like if there's like only one page and it's like ranking on eighth position, but the top eight pages are same talking about another thing, the angle is not same. I mean, the SERP analysis is very important thing. You have to figure out how Google is indexed or constructed its index, and based on that you then align your topical map or site architecture with that. I mean, some people just follow or go after all the any topic that is like good search demand or volume. It's not like that. These tools are not number one accurate, and number two, if you just talk about what people are searching, you are not adding the flavor of your expertise, because most of the people are searching information, they're talking about basic things. The experts things are always hidden. So if you cover those expert things from topical coverage point of view, then it will be more easier for Google to diversify with your competition, that okay, these five competitors are just talking about blah blah blah, the what users searching for, and the common things.
Yeah.
The Venn diagram is common, but on the other hand, this A competitor is talking about very different things that, I mean, no one is searching, number one, but they are like still, Google can easily check back through its authority sources. Like in each knowledge domain, there's like authority sources from which Google can
Right.
double check the information and double check the facts, whether it's like the accurate information or relevant. So if you succeed in that, then you will rank.
Definitely, if you are adding some more value to the content, right?
In simple words, it's like adding more value. Yeah.
So, so now, what do you think about in the coming years? What is going to happen? So, are we going to see a lot of semantic SEO guys coming in? And apart from the traditional SEO that they were just saying that we are an SEO expert, are going to just lose their jobs, and a new journey is coming, a new job openings are coming for only semantic SEO.
I would not differentiate it based on semantic or traditional or anything. Let's make it what works for your website. Uh, Whether if backlinks are like still traditional, most of the people like from 2015, 16, 17, backlinks were the main factor. Still, they're like for some knowledge domains, they're important. So we cannot say that, okay, this is traditional, this is what do you say, trending, or what do you say, ever growing, or ever evolving, or evergreen. So main thing is the person who will succeed, the person who will succeed is the one who try to match or align with the search engine behaviors, the changing behaviors, ever evolving behaviors. So you always try to figure out some combinations. It's not like you just follow semantics blindly and you just publish semantic content network. And for Google, I mean, you will rank for some time, but if you don't update your network or you not follow, or if there's like an update and your content even not helpful for users, and for Google it was good, so in the future you can, maybe your website could be let down as well. So you need to figure out some combinations, combination of strategies, combination of tactics, and combination of I mean the tests you have done in the past, and the combination of strategies coming from the competitors as well. You club those things together, and you if unless and until you are doing new things, unique things for Google, bringing more or extra value and changing with the Google's what do you say, Google has not disclosed, the main thing is Google has not disclosed what is Google doing, what is changing. So only your tests can tell you which is working, which is not. If one strategy is implemented on one website, other not, which means that strategy could be could work for you as well on the new website you're going to start. So about balancing the page rank with more authoritative content and some links juice as well. Obviously, I
Yeah,
would not say some trustworthy links as well from top authority sources.
yeah.
It's good, I guess. Then you can maybe start. You can maybe succeed.
And especially the ways of building links has also changed right now. Now a lot of people are going for PR links and all. That's highly authoritative links for a website, right?
Links also. If one link, almost everyone can chase that link and can build link for that site, I would say you don't build that link straight away. You only build those links that no one can ever no one, but less people often try to build. It could be editorial coming from unique websites, not the 100% same websites coming from your competitors. So it could be guest spot, editorial links, and some image link building as well. It's just about Google want to know that other big brands, relevant websites are talking about you in a good way, and the context they are like building with your website, the relationship between two websites, the anchor text obviously, or the subordinate text, and overall website topical coverage, that needs to be aligned with you as well, with your, what do you say, source context, or with your center search intent as well. If you
Yeah,
are like website getting link from a food website, then you have to build some context. Otherwise, that link for Google is like just uh, doesn't matter for Google. Google will ignore it simply.
yeah, yeah. You're right. because that doesn't matter if you're into a food industry and you are getting links from a football website.
Yeah, exactly. Context is everything.
Yeah, until and unless it's talking the web page that's from where you are getting links is talking about food habits or something about food habits that footballers use.
Exactly. Yeah. You can say that this is a good context.
So so Hamid, thank you for this session, and I think we basically learned a lot, especially when we are starting semantic SEO. It has been a good session, and I know that you also don't have a lot of time right now. So I will try to catch up with you later on, and go deep dive into semantics and how to create semantic briefs and all, and how to analyze competitor, because for semantics we know that you have to find out competitors, and you have to find out two, three, four perspectives, and then you have to find out what are the keywords they are ranking for, and then build content briefs according to that. So we will catch up later for that. But thanks a lot for this session, and it really means a lot for us because uh, the relations that we actually the country has, that has not been good for so far, for so many years. But I have just thought that let's start with a good relationship, even we are from a different countries, and especially if you are from Pakistan and India, it should be a good relationship. I do believe that. So thanks a lot for coming for this session. Because I was thinking that when you cancel this, I was thinking that I think maybe he would have canceled because I am from India. So I had that thought in mind. I do that. So I'm trying to be genuinely what I thought that, because it happens. I've seen a lot of people, even in our country also, and in your country there will be people like that. So thank you. Thanks a lot for
Uh,
understanding that. And professionals' relations are definitely away from what our political relations are. So thanks a lot for this.
yeah, exactly. I would say, I mean, I'm not like, by the way, fan of politics or stuff like that. I mean, whatever happening, I mean, always I'm into this stuff. I mean, learning new things. But as mentioned, it was my pleasure to come here, and because knowledge sharing, I mean, is like for everyone. You cannot hide or what do you say, control or strict your knowledge through because I've learned it. I have to like I would be more happy if I share it with someone and someone learn from me as well. So it will come in many good ways as well. So I've like, as you talk about India, I have many good friends in India as well. A couple of friends in semantics like Suresh Kumar,
Yeah,
Kahuna
yeah,
Chauhan, and
Gandhi.
you know about him. Yeah, he's a good
Yeah, yeah.
guy. You know semantics as well with some technical schema markup stuff. And that's what I'm also saying. It's like about a combination of things, not just one things you say will work. And yeah, in the future we can continue with more series if our times align. Still it's like very, I would say till Feb or March, like a very tight schedule for me. And
Yeah.
we can dive into more practical part, but for someone who's like looking to learn about more stuff like this we're talking about, can go to my YouTube channel as well, where I'm sharing 7 or 8 hours videos, even practically doing things practically on Google
Yeah.
Sheets. And also Corey's who's like the master of this semantics, his YouTube channel case studies, obviously, which I've just mentioned. So call is yours. You can start, just start, don't wait.
So can you just share your YouTube channel link, or just the name, so that people can go to your channel and visit it or subscribe to your channel?
Yeah, just let me share it. This is my YouTube channel, Muhammad Hamid Khan.
So thank you for sharing your channel, and anyone who is trying to learn about semantics can go to his channel and start learning from today. So thanks a lot,
Okay,
Hamid,
ji, have a good
once again.
day.
Bye bye. Take care.